Hello, I'm back again. Hi. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long, but I've just been a little bit beside myself. Uh, um, I don't know if any of you have heard of uh, something that has been being referred to as the Mandela effect. Um, but yeah, I. My world has been getting pretty rocked because some things have changed that just do not match up with my memory. And I know what I remember. I know what I remember. Okay, so I'm going to share a little bit of this with you because I am certain that others of you out there remember things the same way that I do. And I just want to run it past you just to see, because I know I'm not freaking crazy. All right, at least not that crazy. Jesus. Okay, so here we go. Well, the first thing that brought like all of this really to my attention, not too long ago, was I saw one of my favorite actresses growing up has been Sally Fields. Fields. I say that with an S because that's how I remember it. Sally Fields. Well, I recently saw her name in print and it didn't have the S. It just said Sally Field. And I thought, no, that's wrong. I remember clearly it was Sally Fields. I went and looked at her up on imdb.com. Um, and sure enough, even there, no S, it was just Sally Field. So I started going and looking everywhere I could to find her name, and all of it had been changed. Apparently, so they say it's always been that way, Sally Field. But I remember Sally Fields, okay? I want to know if anybody else does too. So that brought the whole Mandela effect thing to my awareness because I've been noticing a lot of things happening and changing, and they do not things do not match what I remember, and it's quite frankly been really getting to me. Um, okay, a lot of things from when I was a kid. First off, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I used to watch that all the time. Okay, I remember it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day to be neighbors. You remember that? It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Okay? Apparently now it's uh, as if he's always said it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. But I I remember the neighborhood, not this neighborhood. Okay? Anybody else out there with me? I I know what I remember. um, Also, Star Wars. I saw Star Wars in 1977 in the theater. I was really excited. Oh, okay, I I remember I remember C3PO. He was a robot that was all golden, from head to toe, both sides of him. Now, apparently, C3PO, as if as if it's always been so, has a silver leg. Well, you know what? Not in my world. I I don't remember C3PO with a silver leg. He was all gold, and I have had the action figures to prove it. but I gave them away to my son. So I don't know. I I remember C3PO having all one tone of golden color with no silver leg. Also, I remember the scene when Vader confronts when they're fighting and he says to him, "Luke, I am your father." And I remember clearly he said, "Luke, Luke, I am your father." Well, now apparently they say that record has it that he said, "No, I am your father." No, 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 no. No, that's not how I remember it. Okay, I remember him saying, "Luke, I am your father." So who's with me on that one? All right, let me know, please. Okay, let's see what else this goes on. Oh, James Bond. Any James Bond fans? The James Bond film Moonraker. There's a character, his name they call him Jaws because his whole mouth is full of metal. All his teeth are made of metal. And he's like a psycho murderer, running around just killing people and stuff. And he's like, ooh, creepy and scary, right? And then there's this character Dolly, and she's all cute, blonde braids on the sides of her head, and when she and Jaws make eye contact, they see the metal in each other's mouths. He smiled and had a mouthful of metal, and she smiled back. And she had a mouthful of metal, braces. She had braces, and at that moment, they it's like they fell in love. It was the cutest, like weirdest, but most adorable thing. And now apparently Dolly has no braces. I mean, I I I don't get it. Where did her braces go? It trips me out. I even went back and found the footage and watched it, and sure enough, Dolly had no braces, just these perfect teeth, which totally takes everything out of that scene, makes it mean nothing, you know. So because that was the beauty of it, they fell in love because they had metal mouth, both of them. Whatever. Okay. Forrest Gump. Life is, Mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Well, now apparently it's magically changed as if and the line had always been, and she had always said, and Forrest had always said, Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Well, that's stupid. It's first of all, it's grammatically incorrect. Doesn't make sense at all. And second of all, that's not how it was. She said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. That's how it was. I remember, okay? I remember. And I know a lot of you do too, so please share with me. Do you remember life is like a box of chocolates or what? uh, My gosh, I mean, I could go on and on with these. Oscar Mayer. I remember the commercial in the 70s. My baloney has a first name. It's Oscar. My baloney has a second name. It's Meyer. Oscar Mayer, okay? Well, now apparently it's Oscar Mayer, Mayer, and as if it's always been that way. I don't get it. See this Mandela effect thing where things are just changing like that? It's really trippy. And and I know I'm remembering things correctly. I but when I ask, or if one were to ask people, they'll act like no, it's always been that way. whatever it is, or think that I'm the one twisting it, like I don't remember correctly. 'Cause a lot of the things from when I was a kid, well, I was just a kid and I don't bullshit. I remember. I have a photographic memory of the things I remember and the lines I remember, the songs I remember. I just come on. So I want to know like, as is this a Mandela effect thing affecting you guys? I There's so much more. I could go on, but I'm gonna keep this video from being like a million hours long. So I'll be back with you soon, and yeah, please let me know in the comments, like, if you remember things like that, like the way I do, or what, or if the Mandela effect has affected you in any way. Please let me know in the comments. Peace be with you. Take care and thanks for joining me.